Hello everyone, it's Marsha Nolan here. I would like very much for you to go to my website, yellowjasminetaichi.com, and all of these videos are in sequential order. This is the last one of the 24 musts before we go on to connections and bows and circles and things like that. So this one is called Back Open and Rounded. So it's not just the back, it's going to include shoulders, elbows, round bow of the arm, wrist, and fingers. So let's get started. Okay, back open. Well, if you notice in your back, you've got the two scapular bones. They want you to round and expand the back, and of course you can only do that with chest in, back out, like we did in some of the other ones. And you hide the scapular bones. If you have your hands back here, you can see you could feel the scapular bones. You don't want to feel them because you want access to the muscles back there. So if you have chest in and back out, the back starts to round and get nice and wide. Very good. Now, if you're shrugging up, some people walk like this and they're naturally creeping up, then you can't do this. So then that would mean that now we have to talk about the shoulders. The shoulders have to be relaxed, even on both sides if you can, and down. Now if you feel on the top of the shoulder blade between the two bones, the front and the scapula, and is an acupuncture point. So you want those acupuncture points up in here open also. That's a little bit extra. So when this is open, now you have to have the elbows never straight. You have them rounded like a bow, but the elbows then point down. Now they don't point straight down because then you see what happens. This is all closed up and bunched. So you want them pointed. They could be down at a 45-degree angle. You want these elbows to be connected to your knee. Now not right on top, so they can be connected out here, as long as you feel that connection. So it's shoulders relaxed and the elbows pointed down. So the next thing then, you want your whole arm to be slightly curved on both sides. So they start to come around in a circle in the front. In reality, this energy starts to go around the back, and the fingertips, the energy is going around the other side, connecting in the back. All right. So your wrist, now you've seen people do crazy things with their wrists. The wrists are slightly out and rounded. So you see people do postures and they're always doing this kind of stuff, blocking the flow right here. So if it's rounded, slightly out. Now these are the same thing slightly out as the ankles. So the ankles match your wrists. So when we get to connections, you'll see that. So now we have curved wrist and everything's to be open. And then of course you go to your fingers. So I've seen people closing the fingers, no space in between, and they're stiff. And as soon as you do that, of course everything gets stiff. Mostly we always want all of this to be relaxed. We don't want any of that stiff. So you have this slightly out, and then the fingers are curved, and the thumb. As if you are going to be holding a soccer ball, you have to slightly grab, and see when you slightly grab, then you have a hollow in the palm. And then you've got space in between, so you have energy connecting between each one of your fingers. And then you've all heard about, in Tai Chi, you want to have your fingers like a tiger mouth. So you want the connection between the thumb and the first finger rounded, and there's your tiger mouth. Okay, so never tight. Now remember, we talked about in the very beginning that if our eyelids are closed down a little, we start to relax our face, relax our shoulders, and relax our feet. So that's why you're not always out there looking around. I've seen people in class, they talk to each other and they're doing the form. Well, they're not really doing the form because they are busy not paying attention to their body. So you want to round. And so the back now, you want to try to get it wide as you can because you want access to your back muscle. So if this is in, your back is out, you're pointed down. And in reality, we have an exercise that we do to try to say what they say your arms should feel like they're being placed on a table. And when you take the table away, the arms just drop. For most people, they don't have the back access at all, and maybe they're punched up. And so they do this, and they say, well, that's the shape. But as soon as you take your hand away, the arms are still up there. So you know what that probably means. It means that they are holding their arms up with just this joint in here. That's not what we want. Your arms are being held up by your back. I know you think that's a crazy sentence, but it really works that way. And that means you really have to expand your back. All right, thank you very much.